Thanks for coming to watch a touching Iranian film. And thanks to managers and the staff of Stanford Summer Film Festival and Global Studies. Really, today is a summer film festival because the weather is too hot. My name is Bahram Beyzaie, and I'm an Iranian Studies lecturer on Iranian culture, including Iranian cinema and theater. And now it's my privilege and pleasure to introduce my friend Rasoul Sadrameli, which is an Iranian remarkable filmmaker who we are about to watch his film named I Taraneh 15, 2002. In the next year, it would be 15-2, the film, I think. Rasoul Sadrameli was born in 1954 in Isfahan, Iran. He began his journalism career while he was just 17. He collaborated with Etelat daily newspaper as a reporter, a story writer, and editor of Incident Page, and then editor of Parliamentary Service. He studied sociology at Paul Valéry University of Montpellier, France. He established the first post-revolution company in distribution and production Iranian films in the same year of the Islamic Revolution, 1979. The name of company was MILAD Film. And just 2 years later, he made the first post-revolutionary feature film in collaboration with another film director named Amir Qavidel. The film title was Khunbaresh, or Blood Raining, 1981. For me, his turning point in his film career was while, after making 5 films in various genres, he made a trilogy, 3 pieces of study work about the post-revolution's young female generation. The films were The Girl in Sneakers, 1999, I Taraneh 15, 2002, I Saw Your Father Last Night, Aida, 2005. In my knowledge, and in my opinion, I can't remember any other Iranian film director than Rasoul Sadrameli, who had more passion to go so close to the heart of the traditionally forbidden realm of the private life and feelings in actual situation of the young and youngester female generation. Admiring his outlook and his attempt, it was a challenging approach to display social hypocrisy and duplicity of the strict traditional morals. I Taraneh 15 maybe is the peak of the trilogy, in my opinion, which has won the Special Jury Prize in Locarno Film International Film Festival 2002, and also the award for Best Actress Taraneh Alidoosti in same festival and same year. Thanks to Rasoul Sadrameli, who will answer your questions in panel discussion after the screening. Please join me to watch and enjoy the film. Thanks for
تقریبا وارد 7مین سالی می شود که من نشده که فیلم جدید بسازم و ناگهان پیشنهاد بهرام بیضایی بزرگ و دعوت آقای میلانی و نهایتاً دانشگاه استنفورد منو خیلی هیجان زده کرد و صمیمانه میگم خیلی خوشحالم که اینجام و امیدوارم که همین باعث بشه که به هر شکلی بتونم به سرعت فیلم بعدی رو بسازم. به هر حال بسیار خوشحالم که خدمتتون هستم.
My presence here is for me a very important and auspicious moment. It has been 7 years since I made my last film. It has not been possible to make another film. at the suggestion of Bahram Beyzaie and the invitation of the Iranian Studies at Stanford. My presence here is for me very exciting. It's made me very happy. It has made me hopeful that I might soon make my next film.
فیلم 20 سال تقریبا نزدیک 20 سال از ساختش میگذره. اگرچه خیلی شرایط فرقی نکرده، هنوز هم میشه این قصه رو دوباره ساخت و اینکه حالا ترانه در پایان این فیلم آیا رستگار شده یا تازه آغاز مشکلاتشه و اینکه ترانه تو زندان بود یا پدرش تو زندان بود، همه اینا در واقع چیزی بود که بعداً فیلم‌های مشابه خیلی ساخته شد، ولی به هر حال تو زمانی که این فیلم ساخته شد به نظر من چیز بود، خیلی تاثیر خوبی گذاشت روی مردم و یه مدتی هم شناسنامه به نام مادر صادر شد، ولی الان شنیدم دوباره متوقف شده. یعنی در واقع یه چند سالی هم بعد از نمایش این فیلم وادار شدن که بپذیرن که به نام مادرم بتونن شناسنامه برای بچه صادر کنن. ببخشید.
The film is about 20 years old, but the conditions haven't really changed. You could make the same story about today. It is unclear whether Farzaneh had a happy ending, whether she was in prison, whether her father was in prison. Similar films were made after this was made. It had a very positive impact in society. In fact, for a while, they began allowing women to receive identification cards for their children in their own names. But now that has stopped. They're no longer issuing identity cards in women's names.
First of all, I understand from what you were saying that this film was done in Tehran, and it was funded by government, by some public organization, or I mean, did they actually let such a film be produced? And that's the first question. The second, why did you create a personality of a 15 years old that is so hard-headed and going against everything to make life as difficult as possible? In what way you thought you're going to help the cause?
سرمایه گذاره این فیلم نه دولت نبوده، هیچ کمک دولتی هم نبوده. البته یه وام هایی هست که به همه سینماگرا به طور عام میتونن از دولت بگیرن، وامایی با بهره 3% که ما از این وام بهره مند شدیم، ولی به سرعت هم باید باز پرداخت بشه. بنابراین عملاً هیچ کمکی نیست. سرمایه‌گذار بخش خصوصی بوده. 50% این فیلم خودم بودم سرمایه‌گذارش، 50%ش دوست دیگه‌ای. و نه این فیلم مشکل جدی واقعا نداشت موقع نمایش. شاید به این دلیل که من این دومین فیلم از یک سگانه‌ای بود که من ساختم. در واقع فیلم اول بود دختری با کفشای کتانی، فیلم دوم از من ترانه 15 سال دارم و فیلم سوم که دیشب بابات دیدم آیدا میخواین. و چون تو فیلم اول یعنی من دختری با کفشای کتانی قصه یک دختر به شدت احساساتی و آسیب پذیر رو سعی کردم به نمایش بذارم. دختری که شدیداً تحت تأثیر احساساتشه به طور خیلی زیادی و همه آسیب هایی که تو زندگیش میبینه از این بابته. اواسط مونتاژ اون فیلم بود که به ذهنم رسید بیام حالا وارونه این کاراکتر رو کار کنم. حالا بیام یه دختر به قول دوستمون لجباز و ولی مقاوم که میخواد زندگیشو خودش بسازه و منتظر نیست کسی بیاید و اونو خوشبخت بکنه، یا حداقل سعیشو میکنه ولی اگه نیومدم عزا نمیگیره و میخواد که به قول خودش خانواده‌اش از خودش شروع بشه. این سعی بود که تو اون موقع من داشتم و برای این لجبازیه رو دوست داشتم. این مقاومت، این مقاوم بودنش و این که یه چالش ایجاد میشه. خیلی هم خودش برای خودش در اصل درست نکرد. اون فقط دلش می‌خواست بچه‌شو نگه داره. بقیه مسائل از بیرون براش اتفاق میافتاد، نه اینکه خودش منشأ مشکلات خودش نبود. اون فقط یک جایی تو اون سکانس کلاس رو یادآوری میکنم، حضور خوشایند این جنین رو تو خودش حس میکنه که هیچ رقم نمیشد این سکانس رو بنویسی و تو فیلمنامه هم نبود و من هر کی فیلمنامه رو میخوند همین سوال رو میکرد که برای چی باید این بچه رو نگه داره، چرا با این همه مشکلات اصلا برای چی باید پای این بچه وایسه؟ وسط فیلم برداری همون دوتا پلانی که ما تو کلاس تونستیم بگیریم از این تغییر حالی که ترانه داره بابت درکش از وجود بچه در خودش به نظرم کافی اومد برای همه اون چراهایی که بهش گفته میشد که چرا میخوای بچه رو نگه داری.
The government does give low interest loans to people who want to make films, 3%, but it has to be repaid quickly. We did use one of those loans, but the primary investment was private. I invested 50% and a friend another 50%. Initially, there was no problem when the film was screened because this was the second part of a trilogy. The first part was about a girl that was extremely emotional and extremely vulnerable and paid a heavy price for all her vulnerabilities. And in the process of editing this film, I decided that the next one is going to be the reverse. It's going to be someone who is firm in her beliefs, someone who is, she herself says, wants her family to begin with herself, someone who is going to stand up. And in fact, many of the challenges that she faces are not challenges that she creates. They're challenges that are created by others around her, but she decides to stand up to them. There is a scene in the film, I want to remind you, it's in the class. This is for the first time when she feels the movement of the baby inside her. And suddenly, the recognition that there is a life inside her brings such joy to her, and she decides that she's going to keep the baby and pay all the price for it. This was not written in the script, but once we took the sequence, we realized that was enough to explain why she has decided to suffer all the pains for keeping the baby.
ایشون خیلی تصور دقیقی داشتن از اتفاقی که باید بیفته، به خاطر اینکه خودشون همیشه میگفتن که ترانه برای من ادامه منطقی تداعیه. این چیز بود دیگه. فکر میکنم که آقای صدراملی استفاده میکرد از اینی که من حالا واقعا یه ذره اون دیدگاه یه دختر اونسنی رو داشتم و خیلی دوست دارم که این کارو کرد. یعنی الان که فکر میکنم می‌بینم که چه کار بزرگی از طرف کارگردان. من خیلی خوشحالم که یه صحنه رو من نوشتم.
Thank you so much for a beautiful movie. Exceptional story, extremely well filmed. So thank you very much. A quick question and a longer one. The quick question is the voice at the beginning and at the end is absolutely superb. Who is this singer? The longer question is, I don't know much about the society in Iran, you know, even 50 years ago, 25 years ago and today. This seems to be a woman indeed very strong who will fight for herself and what she believes in it. Today, is it more difficult than 20 years ago? And if yes, why? And if not, why as well? Thank you.
به نظر من یکم دروغ فیلم من، یعنی این همه مقاومت و این همه ایستادگی و این همه به خیر گذشتن یک کمی رویا بود برای من به دلیل، ولی این رویا و این دروغ رو دوست داشتم بگم و به همین دلیلم خیلی خوب باور شد. یعنی همه دلشون میخواست که یه ترانه این چنینی وجود داشته باشه، همه دلشون میخواست که یه دختری باشه که از چنین مثلا قدرتی تو زندگی روزمره خودش برخوردار باشه که بتونه از پس مشکلاتش بر بیاد. در واقع این تصور این که برای من اصلا مدعی نیستم که این خیلی عین واقعیته ولی نه، سرنوشت دختران مشابه ترانه معمولا سرنوشت به این یعنی پایان‌های خوشی نداره معمولا.
The music is by Majid Intizami, the son of a famous actor, Mr. Intizami, and it is part of a chorus. It says, in a sense, I think that my film is a lie. People who have lives like Taraneh don't have happy endings. But it was a lie that I wanted to believe in. And I think it was a lie that many people in Iran wanted to believe in. That's why there was such a favorable attitude towards the film. People wanted to believe that there are Taranehs in Iran and that people like Taraneh have happy endings in their life. But that is not necessarily the reality. I think the reality is that people like her have rather tragic ends in Iran then and now.
البته جدیداً من به بچه‌های نسل جدید، یعنی بچه‌های متولد دهه اواخر دهه 70 و دهه 80 خیلی شخصاً خیلی امیدوارم. احساس می‌کنم که این نسلی داره آروم آروم رویش پیدا میکنه که ریاکار نیست، که محافظه‌کار بیخودی نیست، که به خاطر حرف مردم زندگی نمیکنه و داره یاد میگیره که خودش مسئولیت رفتار و کردار خودش رو بپذیره و البته گاهی عصبانی میکنم بزرگتراشو این نسل به خاطر صراحت بیش از حدی که داره و رو در روی بی‌پروا، ولی چاره‌ای نداریم جز که تحمل بشن و امیدوار باشیم که این نسلی باشه که کمتر آسیب پذیر باشه.
Of course, I have to add that I'm very optimistic about the children of this last generation, people who were born in 2000 and 2010. A new generation is being born that is not hypocritical, that is not conservative, that is not waiting to live by how people talk about them. There are people who feel responsible for their own deeds and for their own words. They are very frank in their discourse. And sometimes they make their parents angry because they stand up to them. But we have to tolerate, we have to stand this resistance, and we have to be optimistic that in them is an optimistic, hopeful future for Iran.
First, thank you very much. I was almost 15 years old when that movie was made, so I was in Iran and could connect to that, scenes of those on that movie. So I really thank you, and also thank you this program that gave us this chance to see this great movie here. You mentioned that you haven't made a film like for around 7 years, if I'm not wrong. I just want to know what's the reason. Is it because you couldn't find a good story to make it as a film, or no, you feel that right now this, like the political or some things, the government or some issues that you cannot produce what you really like?
کلاً کسایی مثل من اینجوری نیست که هر روز یا هر سال فیلم بسازن. این معنیش فضیلتی نیست یا مزیتی هم نیست. به هر حال من تا موضوعی رو احساس نکنم که باید گفته بشه و احساس نکنم که این موضوع چه خوبه که گفته بشه نمیتونم فیلمو بسازم. و چون کسب و کارم تو سینما هست و یه شکل‌های دیگه امورات میگذره، بنابراین سعی میکنم فیلمسازیم رو وقتی اتفاق بیفته که یک موضوعی من درگیر کنه و دو سه موضوعی که در طول 7 سال گذشته درگیر کرد مجوز نگرفت، یعنی حداقل فیلمنامه‌هاش تصویب نشد. دو تاش، یکیش هم که نه خودم نهایتاً تغییر داد، یعنی تغییر عقیده دادم و فکر کردم که حالا یه فیلمنامه دیگه رو امسال کار کنم. نه دلیل عجیب غریبی واقعا نداشته. شاید هم یکم آدم وقتی یکم سنش زیاد میشه و بعد فیلم میسازه، چند تا فیلم میسازه، آدم فیلم اولشه که میسازه خب نمیترسم، براش مهم نیست چی پیش میاد، اصلا مهم نیست کی چی میگه و این خیلی خوبه. فیلم دوم سوم هم حتی، ولی یواش یواش که یه ذره مثلا دیگران میگن این فیلم بد نبود خوب بود، بعد تو دیگه میترسی، بعد دیگه همش نگرانی که نکنه این دفعه گند بزنم و چیز بشه. اینا هم هست البته دیگه.
I am not one of the directors who has to make a film every year. This is neither a privilege nor is it a fault. It's just the way it is. I only want to make films when I think there is a subject that needs to be told the way I want to tell it. In the last few years, there have been 3 subjects that I thought needed to be told. I developed a screenplay for them. One of them I changed my mind. I decided not to make a film. The other 2 did not get permission, so I had to give up. The other issue is also that once you make your first few films, then your reputation begins to haunt you. You don't want to make any film, and you begin to worry, now that I've made a couple of films and people have liked it, what is going to happen in the next one? So, as Hamlet says, conscience makes cowards of us all.
رابطه ترانه و پدر خیلی زیبا بود و می‌خواستم بدونم ilham این چی بود یا این بخش دروغ بود.
She says the relationship between Taraneh and her father was a very beautiful relationship. Was there an inspiration for this story
من چون خودم دختر ندارم و فکر میکنم اگه یه روزی دختر میداشتم سعی میکردم اینجوری براش بابا باشم.
A short version of it is that I don't have a daughter. I have always thought that if I did have a daughter, this is the kind of relationship I would like to have with her.